For all the people I like really love in my life and I want to present a gift to, there's a special gift that I like to give. So we're gonna go shopping for that gift right now. Record-setting hot weather. You see the ground's kind of sweaty. We got all the motorcycles kind of washed and put away. I say kind of because, you know, here in Louisiana, it's not winter for very long. When we winterize the motor vehicles, you know, you're just putting them up for a couple weeks most often. And just, you know, right now is a perfect example of a situation. Living in Louisiana my whole life, there's been Christmases where, you know, I remember one Christmas specifically where I got a bicycle and it was too cold to ride. It was about 15 degrees outside. The wind was blowing, sunny. I remember being sunny. I rode the bike up and down the hallway of the house. Is this thing even recording? It's got a weird yellow light on it. Yeah, I guess it is. The lights change color on the mic. We're not even going off on a rant on microphones. It's because that's what I'm thinking about. My mind is wandering into the tool. I'm using different tools. I'm using a camera. I'm using a microphone. I'm using a motorcycle. Using a helmet. And sometimes the topic gets skewed. The topic's always skewed with me. It's just so rambly. It makes for shitty video editing too. I start editing, I'm like, well, damn, you said you were gonna say something, and you started talking about something else completely different, asshole. But when I'm getting ready, I'm always thinking about the mics and tinkering with the mics. Anyhow, this thing's got gas. Yeah, we're gonna take this green Ninja out. This is Jennifer's bike. I'm not even gonna ask her if I can take it out because, you know, it'd be like that. Where did I lay down my glasses? But I left my glasses over here on this table. Grabbing my, oh, Jesus, they're not. They're somewhere else. Oh, I remember. Again, distracted by the microphone, I laid them down on the seat of the H2 Ninja. Moving things around. There they are. You can't see them in the dark. Yo, I got some damn cracked libs or a bruised lung. I took a nasty spill on a wheelie. I don't know. I probably made that video by now, but this is 2 days after that, and it's weird not having that power. When you let off the clutch, it wants to stall. You can stall this little bike. Motorcycle confusion. I've had it with guns. I've had it with paragliders. I've had it with motorcycles. When you just got one ride, you're dialed. But when you start touching a bunch of different things, it becomes, what do you call it? Gear dilution? Skill dilution? I think it's probably skills dilution is what's going on. Instead of sharpening one skill with one tool, you know, till you're really, really sharp with it, if you use a bunch of different tools, you're kind of not as sharp on all of them, not as well practiced, not as clued up, you know, developing a mastery of something. And some things you can never really master, you know, flying, riding a motorcycle, like, you can never really master it. Even the guys who are masters get beat sometimes by somebody else in a contest. But what exactly are you measuring here? Maybe just staying alive and not getting hurt as I'm hurting with every breath. I don't know if you can hear me cringe in my voice. I'm a whiny bitch too, man. I'll complain if something's hurting. Everybody's gonna know it. Everybody's gonna know it a bunch of times over. And it's one of my negatives. People have their negatives. That's mine. Yesterday I tried to do a vlog and it was hurting to talk. It was so sore that I just threw it in the trash can. I didn't even watch it, threw it away. But there's a couple of things that always happen around Christmas time. I should have worn my ugly Christmas sweater as I went to town to go shopping for Christmas presents for everybody on a motorcycle. That would have been extravagant. I don't know, I'll probably go on another ride or two, y'all. We got a week of this good weather. It's gonna get warmer and warmer every day until the first of the weekend. Now, I gotta work the last 2 days of the week, but oh man, riding a little motorcycle is refreshing. Don't know why, but it is refreshing. And this was quiet too, so they don't really hear you ripping on it. You could raise some havoc on this thing with the stock muffler and the neighbors aren't looking out their window like, I hear that thing coming again. I'm talking about my H2, the fast, loud motorcycle. Loud being, it's probably louder than it is faster, that's my speculation. It's got hella both. These mirrors are so shiesty tight. You gotta pull your elbows in to see them. And when I pull my elbow in on the right, it hurts. See, I'm telling you all about it, ain't I? I might should have bought the less bumpy motorcycle for the injury ride to town. The bumps hurt. Merry Christmas. We've had no extreme weather except for You know, this heat. I mean, even the heat's creeping up on us in December, y'all. We're talking about 70. When the sun pops out, it's probably really going to heat up. Really humidity, too. Everything was really wet and sweaty this morning. Still is. If only one could give the gift of time, right? The gift of time. That's where it's probably, boy, what if you could just package that shit up and put it in a, like, here's 10 years. Do what you want with it. Here's 2 weeks. Free time, any amount of free time. When it comes down to it and you're at the end of the line, what do you give for that? What do you pay for that? Which goes back into my entire philosophy of life, if we want to talk about that for just a moment, is I use my time. I don't use all my time to work. I don't use all my time to hang with my family. I don't use all my time to do anything. I've devoted some big chunks of time to some big things. Paramotor school, my college education, my pharmacy career, practicing the art of shooting, riding motorcycles, flying. These are things that I've devoted time, real time to, that I had to cut from somewhere else. But wow, as I go to town to obviously grab some money from the ATM to put into Christmas envelopes for people, I think what's a better gift? What do you get? Now, if there's somebody that really wants something and you can give that to them and you love them, and as far as gift giving, I don't know that it's a necessity, a requirement. I like to do it. I've always liked to do it, but I used to have the time, really put some time into some gifts, do some things. I don't always give gifts to every person, every holiday, but I try to do something for the ones that are closest to me. The people that you could just hand an envelope of money back and forth to, those are people you don't really exchange gifts with anymore, it seems. I mean, what would be the point of that, right? I'm not going very much further than him, so I'm not worried about scooting around him or anything like that. Although I know a shortcut that I think I'm going to take. We'll just scoot right over here. I know the shortcuts in this town. That's a nasty bump. I could just go through the drive-through line. When it's cold and you stop somewhere, I've found that if you take your gloves and cram them down into the above the radiator, at least on the big liter bikes, the heat really toast them up so that when you come back to the bike, now this isn't if you're parking it for like 2 hours, but well, maybe, I don't know. I've never tested the length, but just going in a store, 10 minutes, come out and your gloves are like radiator toasty warm, and it's very handy McDandy. Let's park it in the most slippery spot. Hey, what's up? Merry Christmas. I tried to use ATM, but I'm trying to get too many Christmas gifts this year. It's the 23rd, right? And that is the easiest way to Christmas shop as a middle-aged man with a job. All right, y'all, Christmas shopping's over. Oh, we got a dog. Let me get the fuck out of here before this dog gets me. Oh, you know what? I do need to go to the drugstore and take care of something. I wonder what time Christy takes lunch. So I'm either gonna go by the drugstore or the barber shop. I'm gonna do a drive-by at the barber shop. Oh, that hurts. If there's no cars at the barber shop, I get a haircut. If there's cars at the barber shop, I'll go to the drugstore and do the business I need to do up there. Oh, they're freaking filled up, so we'll go to the drugstore. That's the move. Boy, the sun's trying to peek out too. That's nice, always nice. I can't see behind me very good. That's trippy at intersections because I like staring in my mirrors when I'm slowing down. It's not really staring, I don't want to say it like that. I'm glancing back and forth pretty violently between my mirrors and what's coming. As a good motorcycle pilot, these are the things that you want to do. The paramotor thing it becomes a lot of instructional content. And for motorcycle riding, I've never tried instructing motorcycle riding. I've taught a few people how the machine operates and said, there, go try it out. And again, with anything, most of your learning is what you're going to do on your own. Not so much what somebody's going to teach you, but it always is a bit of awkwardness to throw in motorcycle instructional details. Yeah, it's recording. Done with pharmacy business. Connie. Actually, I'm not done with pharmacy business. I was doing pharmacy business and then I got called. Said, meet me at lunch right now. I said, yes, ma'am. I'm one of those guys who follows those requests. It's a request. Even though she said, meet me for lunch, I'm going to take it as a request. I'm going to get busted on her motorcycle for sure. That's a thing that I'm willing to accept. I've been busted on other people's motorcycles before. It's not that big of a deal. Hey, it's Miss Sylvia. She beat me here. Would you like a drink? We're at lunch date. We did that task, so it's on to the next thing. Let's go see what the haircut place looks like now that it's been a little while. I'm one lunch date and 12 pages of paperwork later. See if I can get that Christmas haircut that I've always wanted to make the pictures that people take of us together half decent. You know what? I think I'm going to take a shortcut here. Motorcycles. You really don't have to wait in line, if it's safe. Oh yeah, much less people here now. Much less people here now. I don't have the freshest haircut in the world because a guy got one behind me while I was visiting with Mr. Keith. Where are we going now? I can't put time in an envelope, and I can't really force myself to go buy shitty gifts just to give a gift. Fireworks is open. I'm gonna take a shortcut though. T-shirt weather in December. That's something there. I think Jim Croce wrote a song about that one time. If I could put time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to give them to you. I believe is how the song goes. Man, what if you could hand somebody 2 years in an envelope? Like, here, use it whenever you want. Living in the fantasy world. Time in an envelope. If you're on my list of gifties, it's gonna be money in an envelope for you. If you enjoyed that one, I'm gonna cut it here. Hey, crows. There's some crows. There's not my crow friend, but definitely some crows over there. The local group. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that one. Go in here and write some names on some envelopes and put them under the Christmas tree. Much love, y'all. Got out.